Now, I've used Garmin computers on the bike since I started cycling, essentially, because they just work, and I think that they do exactly what I want them to do. Give me all the information. I'm familiar with their data screens. Obviously, there's other computers out there that work really well as well, but for me, they're just tried and tested, and they do what they say on the tin. I think I started off with the Garmin 510 and then went 530, and now, fortunately, full disclosure, Garmin have sent me the 1050 to try out. It's the latest addition to Garmin's cycling computer lineup and brings a whole host of new features, upgrades, and sets it apart from a lot of the predecessors, which I think was the 1040. It's designed for serious cyclists, but I'd say more so people who are going abroad, need some new routes, and want to use the maps features, because they are literally unbelievable. That being said, is it also useful for serious training for a professional athlete, or just for an amateur athlete or an age group athlete looking to have a big screen, good color display, and a lot of information at once? So the Edge 1050 features pretty sleek, modern design with a large 3.5-inch color touchscreen, which works in the rain, which is rare. I think that my reservation with touchscreen computers is that they don't necessarily work in the rain, and this one works quite well with the gloves as well. So I would say that it does bridge that gap between ones with buttons and ones without. And I ride in all sorts of weather conditions, so especially here in Wales, you want it to be able to handle the rain and not hamper you or like go off on a tangent if the rain gets on it or too wet. You want it to do what you want it, like you want it to stay on the screen that you want it to stay on, and you want to be able to flick in between and also use the buttons that it does have on its sides. So one of the standout features of the Edge 1050 is the enhanced navigation system. It comes with preloaded Garmin cycle maps, providing turn-by-turn directions, detailed route planning, and points of interest, which is unbelievable. Like the maps on the screen are better than anything that I've seen before on a computer. So it has multi-band GNSS, GPS, GLONASS, and Galileo, and it's ridiculously accurate, especially in challenging environments and dense areas of trees or cityscapes. So it is really good for that, and it's something that I really value, because I hate it when something goes awry and it's not giving you the information that you need. So yeah, in a race, for example, I don't know if I'll use it for a race because it is quite big and heavy. That's the one downside I'd say that it has to it. But at the same time, if you want a big head-up display and it's a flat course, unbelievable for that, and it's not going to mess up your data because it's connectivity with all of your sensors, and also that kind of GPS is phenomenal. In terms of performance tracking, it's exactly what you'd expect from a Garmin. It tells you everything that you want and need to know, and probably more. I don't use all of the features, just don't need them for what I use them for, but it does track everything. So it does things like VO2 max, training load, recovery time, and more. It's got that integration with Garmin's First Beat Analytics, allows for advanced training metrics. It's a ridiculously powerful tool, to be honest, and something that is more powerful than what I need or what most people need, but it's nice to have that data to look back on if and when you need it. Like I already mentioned, it also pairs with a wide range of sensors, including heart rate monitors, power meters, and smart trainers. I've actually found that that connectivity has been a lot better than other Garmin's that I've had in the past, and any watches that I've had. It's so seamless, so quick, so easy, and it doesn't drop out at all. Now, the battery life is above and beyond. Like, obviously it's a bigger computer, so it can have a bigger battery. It's said to have up to 60 hours on battery saver mode and about 20 to 30 in normal GPS, like standard training cycling mode. So that is a ridiculous amount of training. Like, you go all week pretty much without having to charge it, and that's ideal because the only thing that I'd say about that for me is that I'd then forget to charge it, because it's quite natural for me to just like come in, put it on charge straight away and then leave. But now I don't need to do that. I can wait a whole week without putting it on charge and then just charge it over the weekend or whatever. The user interface is very, very simple. I think it's, again, the best that I've had on a Garmin, but again, I've had the 530, which is quite a few years old now, so this has been a massive step up in comparison to that, and it's a welcome refresh, to be honest. Like, I've really, really found it very useful and easy to use, especially flicking between screens and how to find things. I think sometimes it's really hard to find things on Garmin's. You have to Google it quite often. So I've not found that at all. And I know that I'm relatively familiar with Garmin's because those are what I've used in the past, but it is pretty intuitive. Okay, the pros. It's large, bright and responsive touchscreen. It's advanced navigation with multi-band GPS, comprehensive performance tracking and training features, improved battery life, robust connectivity with smart features and safety alerts. Is pretty much everything that I've mentioned above. I do really rate it, and the size of it is outweighed by those features. However, that being said, the cons are slightly bulkier in comparison to previous models. It's very heavy. Don't know if I'd use it for a hilly race. Like, it is just that few extra grams that you just don't need or want necessarily. Could be used as an aero fairing mind, like it is that big. Premium price point, it's very expensive at £650, and it's a little bit of a learning curve for the new users due to the advanced features if you want to use them. Again, I don't use them, so whether or not that's important to you, it doesn't necessarily matter. And should you buy it for these additional features? No, maybe not. Should you buy it for the fact that it is a ridiculously powerful bike computer, which has a really good, clear and bright touchscreen, shows you a million metrics, and something that you can definitely use if you're going abroad or want to use maps to explore new routes? Yes, definitely. I've really enjoyed using it over the past few weeks, and I would highly recommend this for anyone, whether it be just casual enthusiast or a performance athlete. I do think that it is a worthy investment for the long term, because it's going to last a long time. The battery life, even if it diminishes slightly, it's still going to be good in a few years' time.